Hi guys, this is Raina and today I'm doing a short video review on this Stillwell book. It says A Haunting on Long Island. And this book is by one of my new favorite authors, Michael Philip Cash, as you guys can see right up there at the top. I've been doing a lot of books by him, so you guys have probably seen others on the channel. But so far I've really loved every book. This one has several awards for outstanding nonfiction. That's the one down in the corner. Here's just a view of his social media stuff if you want to reach out to him or want to purchase books. And then right here is just his author bio, and I've showed you guys this before, so I'm not going to take a lot of time on that. And then here's just briefly what the book is about. You guys can pause here if you want to read that. I'm going to read you guys my review that I wrote while I was reading it, so that you guys will know what's going on in the book anyways, so you don't necessarily have to stop and read that. But it also has a Pinnacle Book Achievement Award and Forward Book of the Year Award, Indie Fab Honorable Mention, and then over here in the corner it says Rebecca Reed's Choice Awards winner. So this book got a lot of awards and it definitely deserves them. It was 175 pages long. I flew right through this. It was really interesting. So this book is about Paul and his beautiful wife, and they have 3 children together in a very happy marriage. His wife unfortunately falls ill with cancer and begins her battle. She starts getting some tests and treatments, and she even has surgery to try to eradicate the brain tumor that she has. Unfortunately, Paul's wife Allison loses her battle with cancer and passes away. Paul sends the kids to his sister's house for a week after the funeral. When the kids return, as he's tucking in Stella, his youngest daughter, she insists that her mommy's ghost is there. So, he sort of just brushes it off, like, Stell, or he calls her Stella Luna. He's like, Stella Luna. It's just in your imagination, mommy's not here anymore, but she's in your heart. And he sort of just says something to, like, that effect. And after taking 4 weeks off of work, Paul finally gets back into his work as a realtor. Melissa, a friend's wife, contacts him about her husband's parents' house, a huge mansion, which is Stillwell, and wants help selling it. So after heading from work to the twins' high school to meet with their principal, Paul heads to Stillwell. While there, he peers into the master bedroom where the murder happened. It was a murder-suicide. The man's father actually killed his wife, and they tell you more why about he killed her and what more happens. I don't want to reveal too much, but then he shot himself, so it was a murder-suicide. And he looks into the bedroom and he sees a horrific scene. Paul frantically calls Melissa, but she insists that it was clean. So he goes back into the house and looks again, and everything is normal. Paul meets with Melissa and Craig. Craig's his friend, Craig's wife, to do a walkthrough of the place before, and he starts showing before he starts showing it, like showing the house to people, he wants to take a look at it, and as he's on the way downstairs, he's pushed by an unseen force and falls down the stairs. He ends up sore but not badly hurt. So he heads to the library for some more information and history on the Stillwell mansion. Later that night, Jesse screams for his dad about something attacking him, but Paul convinces him it was just a bad dream. He also has his own second encounter with the demon holding his wife's soul captive. Later in the book, Paul heads back to Stillwell and looks around when he gets to Hannah's room, he gets a cold, eerie feeling, and as he's looking out the window, he sees her in the reflection. But as he turns around, nothing's behind him, but he hightails it out of there. After the photos of Stillwell for the open house come back, Molly, Paul's work partner, convinces him to meet her friend who's a psychic. The cleansing of the house of the psychic doesn't reveal much, but Hannah's apparition reveals some really interesting information. So on with new information, Paul heads back to Stillwell again and attempts to free his wife's spirit. To find out if the story has a happy ending, you're going to have to read the book. But I will tell you that the ending is both raw and emotional. It was definitely the best part of the book. And I also just want to mention, after just losing my dad earlier this year in February to a brain tumor as well, the beginning of the book was a little bit hard for me to get through. I had to sort of read it in really small spurts. I couldn't just read all of it at once. It was all very emotional and overwhelming for me, just because I related with a lot of what she was going through, having to have a lot of tests and a lot of what Paul was saying, and having to see, sorry guys, I don't know why she's so loud, having to see someone that you love more than anything failing and just ailing and not being able to do anything to help them was really hard, not only for him in the story but for me in my own real life. So that was definitely really hard thing for me to read, but I got through it and I'm glad I continued on with the book. It was amazing. Thus far I've read several, not all of Michael Philip Cash's books. I hope to one day have read them all. But I've read a lot of books by him and they've all been amazing so far. This probably was my favorite book thus far. And I really love them all, but if I had to pick a least favorite, it was probably the book I reviewed called Pokergeist. But it definitely kept me interested to the very last word. And I really did love this book. So hopefully you guys enjoyed learning a little bit more about Stillwell, and you'll pick up a copy to read. I definitely recommend it. It was amazing. If this sort of paranormal type of thing isn't your cup of tea, Michael Philip Cash has tons of other books that have different subject lines and stuff like that. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you'll subscribe to my channel, and if you do, thanks in advance, and I'll be seeing you guys soon. Bye.